All right. Locked and loaded. Let's go.
Does AC work or no? I forgot. Oh, it's just not even open.
Yeah, that one wasn't open.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. All right, it is chest day. We're back with the...
With the Aiden Sitzma.
Yep, the Aiden Sitzma. We're back doing the Prelift talks again. And what do you think of this pre-workout combination? It's interesting.
It's making me horny.
I don't know. It's just very like sour. We mix two different types of pre together, and sometimes if you're kind of just doing like we did, you fuck up and you don't mix the right flavors.
My fucking asshole's gonna be tingling.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you that much.
Is that other stuff at beta in it too? Yours?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
We're literally gonna be like dogs. Like
we're gonna be just like
we're gonna be rolling around on the floor, inching our backs,
just tearing our skin off. Hey, what's your kind of goal for today?
My goal today.
What kind of muscle groups are you really trying to bring up?
Everything.
Yeah.
I've been using that, bro. I've been using that mindset.
Yeah, everything can be bigger. Always.
I just hate being, I just don't want to. I feel like it's kind of almost cringe to be like, no, this is my strong point, this is my weak point. It's like, well, I'm not even, like, how can I even say that when it's like, I haven't
You just need to grow. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not even like, I'm not hating on myself either. Like, I'm not like...
No, it takes a humble person to admit that.
No, I know. It's just like, I'm not one of those kids that's always... Well, what do you think I should bring up? What do you... Always like, you're just weird, bro. Like, you're just too bored.
Right. You're stuck on like...
Nitpicking.
Yeah, exactly. You're nitpicking the details when you haven't even built up the actual frame of the physique.
It's like, that's like not bulking and cutting, but like it's kind of like asking what you need to chisel on your art piece without even like putting the clay on it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, bro, you need to just put all that fucking mass.
Right. It's like
everywhere.
You have a 10-pound rock and you're trying to chisel off 9 pounds of it.
Yeah.
You just end up with a 1-pound rock.
Yeah. Do everything everywhere to the maximum intention and intensity that you can.
Yeah. I think it also goes too like with, I mean, you hear all the time too with people who will ask you, oh dude, what are the supplements you take? What are the exact, what do you take for gear? What do you take for like,
and they're like 110 pounds.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, you're missing the point. The whole point is you're trying to build as much mass as possible because at that, okay, if you're 16 years old, if you're 17, 18, you weigh less than 200 pounds, you've got the potential to put on so much size. So take advantage of it. You shouldn't be like worrying about all these small, even the science-based lifting community. That's why I hate so much about it, is like, I don't really get too far into that, but it's just like, bro, you're nitpicking the smallest details to make the smallest nuanced gains of muscle. And it's like, dude, you could maximize and gain like 50 pounds in a year if you wanted to.
It's like, just stop worrying about all that and just do it.
Well, dude, like when I did my first bulk and I learned just about how to like eat more carbs and eat more food in general, because I thought carbs are bad, like, and I've talked about this multiple times, but I put on like 50 pounds of like pretty lean tissue like in a span of like 10 months, bro.
That's crazy.
Which like, and it's like, because I didn't care about science-based lifting, and that wasn't even a thing back then, bro. Like 2 or 3 years ago, that was not like a big topic. It was just like, all right, am I getting my protein in? Am I getting my carbs in? Am I eating enough?
Yeah.
But people have gotten bored with the basic process, and that's the thing. you get bored with anything. You try to nitpick the details, and it doesn't get you anywhere.
Low key, do you think we can stop at Quick Trip actually? I'll literally sprint in.
Bro.
Just keep the camera rolling. Just spit some more knowledge.
All right.
I'm literally just gonna grab a gallon of water. I'll get you something too if you want.
No, I don't need anything, but we'll make it happen.
I really need to get like one of those big ass water bottle jugs, like the handle one. I like those.
Yeah.
Like Animal makes them, or 5%.
Yeah. Dude. I love Earth Piano, bro. I used to like.
Were you like actually, okay, be honest, were you like. I don't doubt you, but were you like an OG fan?
I wasn't an OG fan. I was not.
Like when you were in like middle school?
No, because I didn't like get into lifting until I was like.
No, I know. I watched him before I was even into lifting.
Oh,
so
really?
I was just like, wow, look at this fucking guy.
Yeah. I didn't even like watch a whole bunch of YouTube like until I was like 15, 16 years old. And cause like that's the thing is like, dude, I just lifted for like, I didn't know like there was this whole other like side of the fitness industry. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go lift at the YMCA today. I'm gonna go max out on this thing, or I'm gonna go have a fun lift. I didn't even like, that was like those days, like just not having a care in the world about like what different muscle groups I needed to bring up, or you know, how much I needed to eat. Like that's, some of those days were like the best days ever. Before I even discovered what creatine did, and it was like the bare minimum of like things you could do. But it was like I had fun because I was chasing a goal of I want to get better at bench.
Hey, some more gooning.
Oh my.
Oh, you need it?
Well, it's just gonna disconnect and it might fuck it up. Dude, do you ever lose your train of thought because you just have to piss so bad?
Yeah.
That's like one thing that sucks about bodybuilding.
Or if I have to goon super bad.
Oh, okay.
I can't think.
Oh gosh.
What about you? Oh my gosh. Bro. Oh, I want to say something so bad, but I shouldn't on camera.
Just say it, bro.
Oh, I really can't. No.
Just edit it out.
Just forget it. I don't even want to go down that route.
Yeah. It's probably fair enough. What was I gonna talk about? Oh yeah, so we were talking about, okay, so just learning more about the like just gear and stuff like that, and how like the cycles work. But it really is crazy to me how so many people will substitute the lack of intensity, lack of just like consistency for like gear, and it's like it still doesn't make up for the results. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can, and people will just like keep. There's so many people who will just be like, oh well, like you're just lying because I don't know, like you make up some reason, you try to justify it for yourself, like, oh, like there's no way because gear is so powerful. And it's like, dude, and especially certain compounds. I've learned that like literally every single injectable compound, like pretty much every single one, does about the same level of muscle building, milligram to milligram. So like even tren, right? People used to think that tren is 5 times more anabolic than like testosterone. It's not. It literally has the same like muscle building effects as like testosterone, and it's just crazy because people will inject these drugs and they're like, oh, I'm gonna gain more muscle. And it's like, it's really not. It's not gonna help them gain more muscle than like just doing the basic stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you take your first cycle and just utilize as much as what you can out of like just pretty much testosterone and maybe a secondary anabolic, if at any. Like no, you could like literally just run a single test cycle for your first cycle for pretty much close to a year and make so much progress. Whereas people think that they need to just jump to these huge mega cycles to make so much progress the first cycle, and it's like, dude, you're just fucking yourself up for a long time. You know what I mean? It's just crazy to me. But it's the same thing with everything, right? Like everyone wants to do the cool thing. Everyone wants to take the most amount of gear, the most amount of drugs, no matter what you say. Because their ego's too high and they just love drugs. It's crazy, man. We live in such a drug-oriented society. You ever think about that? Like it's all based on just like things that you can take to make you feel better, to make you perform better. And it's like, yeah, some of these things have practical application, but do you ever like think about just like putting in more effort for yourself? You know what I mean? Like people don't ever think about just putting in more effort.
I was contemplating this the other day. I was thinking about it deeply. I was thinking a lot of people frame it like just for naturals. Let's just say for naturals. They think that testosterone, like having high testosterone naturally, that then makes your actions more better, if that makes sense. But I think it's the other way around. I think if you had someone with low testosterone, but that person's extremely disciplined and just does the work no matter what and puts himself through hard things over and over and over, even if they have low test, like what does that even mean? Just testosterone, some number on a sheet that says that.
Yeah.
But if your mindset is like, whatever, I'm just gonna do everything I can, like no matter the physiological, like what I'm basically trying to say is that a lot of people get it confused where they think, well, the testosterone, if you have high testosterone, then you take the actions, but you could be someone with very high testosterone and be a fucknut and be a, like, you know what I mean?
Yep. Because they don't have the discipline built there. I mean, dude, I don't really think I've like talked about this on camera, but I mean, dude, when I first started testosterone, I had this expectation like, oh, I'm gonna be so much more productive. And when I bumped my doses up, like to more of like a blast, like I noticed that significantly different was the fact that I was way less disciplined. Right. And it was like way less, just like everything. Like my life was kind of starting to fall like downhill almost. And it was like the only thing I was disciplined still with was the gym. But like that was when I realized like you can't replace testosterone for discipline. Same with like a natural.
What did you find yourself lacking in other areas?
Well, dude, like I think it first started with just maybe I missed a couple of meals here and there, and then stress would kind of build up because I would just get against myself, and then I'd be like, oh well, I'm gonna get so much done today, and then instead I would just sit on my phone and scroll for hours upon hours upon hours, and be like, fuck, I didn't get anything done today, and then it would just turn into this negative spiral because you think that testosterone is helping you get more done, but it's like you're not applying yourself. You know what I mean? You're not actually applying the discipline that you had before testosterone. Same with like if you're natural, like you could be worried about all this, like the numbers on the screen, like you said, like the numbers. But like if you're lacking in basic discipline, that ain't gonna do shit for your gains, for your business, for anything that you're trying to, like personal development, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, when I was natural, I was more disciplined than when I hopped on here for the first time.
Right.
Like
I think it's important to have that basis of like self-development before you ever touch a drug like that. Because otherwise you don't even know, like if you don't fully know that you are committed to doing that and living that lifestyle. And again, I'm natural. For those of you who don't know, I've never touched any of that. So I can't speak from experience, but I'm saying even I know that if I were to like not be completely sure, if I wasn't, and obviously I'm not trying to sound like I'm just super locked in and everything, like, but I am saying even I realize that sometimes you need to just think about this because it's important and serious, and you don't want to end up, you really fuck with the gym right now, but what happens when you're 30 and you're still having to inject yourself with increasingly dosages of test, and then in your 30s your hormones are crashing because you started when you were 16, 17, 18, whatever.
Yeah. Or I wouldn't say like that. I would say more like your discipline hasn't built up, and so you're mentally lacking behind, and you're still reliant on this drug, and so it's like you said, right? You could be this guy you started injecting at, 18, 19, 20 years old, and you think you're going to be a professional bodybuilder, and you do it all wrong, or you don't live up to what the expectations.
I don't think I don't think the majority. I would argue. I don't think the majority of people doing these drugs are even like actual bodybuilders trying to become like.
Yeah, the majority are.
pros.
I was kind of speaking to like those people who were, but I do think
people,
like
it is really we're not even talking about this is going on, that like social media, TikTok, and like all this shit has completely like made these kids think that they just can do these drugs.
Yeah.
And I see it all the time. These kids are like, they don't even know what the fuck they're doing.
Exactly, bro. All right, well, we're gonna kind of get in there. I gotta piss so bad, bro. We're gonna crush this workout, crush some delts, crush some chest, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace out.